another week, another track, a new track to many people. So, welcome Team Happy Life Factory eSports. So, Simulation Motorsport again, another track guide. This week on Twin Ring Motegi? I can't pronounce it properly. Going to be doing it in the Lamborghini. As I said, I'll be doing a different car each week, but the braking points, give or take, should be pretty much in the same places. If you're driving something like the BMW, there's a bit more trail braking involved, being more of a front-heavy car. The mid-engine cars usually run a bit more neutral, so you can come off the brake a bit quicker. Just don't shift down the gears too quickly. And if you're in the Porsche, then that turns on the brakes and it continues turning on the accelerator pedal too. So there are some different characteristics. Like, you'll be learning your cars now, so you'll know the feeling you should have from the wheel. So, not had too much time on this track. Not making excuses, but it's way more tricky than I thought it would be. So, my fastest full fuel run. If we get the camera right, what the hell did I do there? Let's put it to just chase for now. What I'll do, I'm going to put it on cockpit. I'm going to play the entire lap, leave you in peace, and then just watch my gears and watch my inputs. Just down here. Okay, and we'll come back over it in a bit. Alright, so right now, I'm just going to leave you with the lap. Let's get rid of that on the side. Oh, sorry, before we go any further, info. So, again, I always get the track conditions from VRS, and I put up the track uses to 80 like every week. The track conditions usually replicate the sprint. This year they're doing it slightly different for the 3 hour to the sprint, but if you're doing a lot of sprint anyway, this is just locked. It's good experience to use, and some of the sprints you're going to go into are going to be hotter and cooler if you do them. But in the practice sessions as well, I know Sasha has it on dynamic track weather. So you're always going to be able to test in hot and cool conditions. Right now the track is relatively cool. Weirdly, in the Lambo, it prefers it a little bit hotter. The BMW does like it cool, and so does the... Actually, no, the Porsche likes it slightly warmer too. Okay, so I'm just going to leave you with a lap. Keep an eye down here. Look at my inputs. And this lap is let's actually get the laps. 49.875 on a full tank of fuel. First flying lap. And here you go. forgot how loud the Lamborghini is. My ears are done in already. Okay, so let's bring that lap back. Make sure we got the right one. Lap 34. Yeah, there we go. Get rid of that. Okay, so let's do a track guide on the chase cam. Okay, so T1. Couple of ways you can take it. This is just the one that kind of worked for me. So you're coming down to T1, and just before the 50 board, we're going to be slamming on the brakes quite quickly, trailing off of them. And you want a tight line. There's a lot of track to your left, and you feel like you could diamond it. You could diamond cut the corner, as I think the American F4 guys say. Sorry, Luke. Yeah, but a nice tight turning in for this. So I'll just play it now. And that's where we're braking between the 100 meter and the 50 meter board. When you're on board, that looks quite close. So as you can see, loads of brake. And turning in relatively early, kind of following the tyre mark curve here. I'm still on the brake now. I missed this apex, but it's okay because even if you get it tight, you can do a nice tight line, but you still got to come out a little bit. Whereas if you miss it just a little bit, you can still bring it to the middle of the track and then cut back and get on the power nice and early, which I do here. So let's just play that. So these curves have loads of grip. Get on them, but you always want to be making sure you're not, you've got the slip angle and trajectory of the car. When you do get on the power, that you're not going to understeer away from them. You do need to get on them. Trickiest thing about Motegi is getting a reference for distance, because the track is weirdly, or it's messing my eyes up about how quickly the edge of the track comes to you. It's taken me quite a little while to get used to it, longer than most other tracks. So I'll play it to T3. So yeah, you know if you're coming out this correctly, because you'll be right out here. If you're not coming right out here, you're not taking the optimal line through the corner, and you're not carrying as much speed as you can do. So you should always be right here. Again, I know it looks like it's on the limit, but when you know you're doing it correctly and you're getting the lines correct, you feel very comfortable doing it. And the only way you can get comfortable doing it is if you keep practicing it. Okay, bringing it down to the next corner. So here, we're going to be braking just after the 100 meter board, just before the 70. Using a bit of the rumble strip. Braking very heavily. I believe in the BMW, you probably would brake a little bit lighter than a Lambo or a mid-engine car, and you'll probably trail brake more into the corner. Whereas the mid-engine, more neutral balanced cars, more rear heavy, will, can slam on the brake more. Again, the Porsche, you probably get on the power earlier to rotate the car through the corner. That's how those 911s are set up with a rear engine. So let's just play this. Actually, we'll bring it here. So you can see 70 board, smashing on the brakes, bringing it down. And then as soon as I grip up there, half power, as soon as it levels out, get full power. As you can see, I'm modulating for the fastest lap. I have to modulate it, because if you see here, the track dips away from you. So suddenly you get loads of grip, and then you have to don't react to the car. If you know because I know the grip's going to disappear, I'm anticipating that it's going to do it before it behaves and slides. So that's why I'm lift, because I knew the car is going to start pulling out and sliding out if I don't lift. So preempting what the car's action are. So you get the car to behave the way you want it to behave, rather than reacting to it. That's how you get the fast laps. Preempting what it's going to do. And then full power, once I feel it's all fully gripped up again. You know when you're going through a corner quick, when you hit all the apexes and you have to modulate the throttle mid-corner, because you're right on the limit. Right on the limit. Again, use all the exit. Sorry, I forgot completely. That, going, as you're turning in, is a second gear corner. So you can hear me, I'll play it from here to where I just paused it. You'll hear me go down the gears from fifth, and I go all the way down to second gear as we turn in. There's second gear, third, fourth. Okay, cool. So then we're going to go up to fifth gear. Okay, this next corner is, I think it's actually one of the hardest corners to get correct. It's a bit of understeer, I find, in the Lambo, but that might be because it's quite a short wheelbase and it's quite a stiff car. I reckon the Porsche will be able to deal with this the best. So I'm just going to play it. And we're going to be braking just after the 100-meter board. Don't push any later. If you're in a mid-engine car like the Ferrari or the Lambo or the Audi or the McLaren, saying that. Probably the McLaren has probably got less downforce than the other cars because it's an older spec GT3 car, so you've got to be a bit more careful. Should be a pocket rocket in a straight line though. Okay, so we're going to be braking just under the 100-meter board. See, yeah, braking really heavy in a Lambo. Using all the curb, opening up the corner as much as possible, turning in relatively early, coming off the brake gradually. And this, we're going down to second gear. I'll play it again so you can hear the timings. And you want to get a mid apex just there and keep it pulled, keep your car pulled in. If you don't get on that, you'll find you get loads of understeer and you're going to go into the grass. I don't know if I hit the grass in this one. You can kind of get away with a little bit of grass, but it does slow you down. So yeah, just a very limit on that one. Again, that was loads of understeer on this track on that corner. Right, I'll rewind it and play it at full speed so you can hear the gears. So I'm going to be shifting up from fifth gear, shifting down to second. Here, just make sure you cull it nice and tight and get on the rumble strip to give you grip and keep your car pulled into the right hand side. Okay, so we want to stay right as much as possible. We don't need to drift out here at all. There's no need. It's just wasted distance and tyres. So, and we want to bring it, and we're going to start braking. We're going to go from fifth gear down to third, and we're going to get a nice light apex here. I'm going to try and keep it to the middle or the left-hand side of the track on the exit, so we can do a nice little bit of trail braking early when we turn it into the right-hander, and then we're going to get the power as early as possible and get a nice late apex out of there. So okay, I'm just going to play that now. Okay, so now this is where we start braking. Fifth down to third. Third gear back on the throttle. Bring it to the middle of the track. Off the throttle, tiny little bit of brake there. Back on the power as soon as you feel it gripping up. Modulate it, and then just find your limit. Just nip the rumble strip. Bring it to the right as quick as possible, up to fourth gear, and then we're going to go down 2 gears now. As soon as we, this line on the right hand side here, as soon as we're next to that, we're slamming on the brakes just before the 50 board. All the way down to second gear. Try and get a little bit that curb. Could probably get a little bit more. This line just works for me. It might change with more practice I do, but you want to get on the power as quick as you can with this corner. Keep it tight, mid-late apex, so when you exit you're not going to hit the grass, you're right on the limit, you touch the rumble strip. You always think you're going to go off, but as soon as you hit those rumble strips there is a lot of grip, so you have to use them, otherwise you lose ridiculous amounts of time. Here, for this very, very long hairpin, when you get to about the middle of it, that's where you want to be apexing, but you don't need to do a super wide entry, because if you look at the track it dips in like a bowl. As I said, you want to use that camber to your advantage, so it's a nice early turning. So as you can see, I'm shifting all the way down. I'm going to go into first gear, Loads of steering lock. Bring it in tight as I bring it in and back on the power. Using all the exit. Now, that corner is crucial in the race because that is where the passing is going to be done. It's going to be down this section through slipstreaming. If you get a bad exit and someone gets a good exit and they've got the run on you, they're going to get past, and it is a very optimal overtaking space, and you do not want to be on the outside as you go into this next corner. So I'm just going to play it. Hear the lovely Lambo. Okay, we're going to be braking just before the shadow of this 100-meter board. Relatively heavy. It looks like you could brake a bit later, but remember we're going downhill, so the car can be quite squirmy on the brakes because a lot of that weight transference is being pushed forward. So just be aware, especially if you are in the Audi or the McLaren, they can be quite twitchy, I believe. So I'll put it in normal speed, and again we're going to be going from, let's double check on board. Let's see what gear I was in. I can't remember if I was in 6th. I was probably in 5th. Yeah, 5th gear. Let's bring it back a bit. Yeah, maxing it out in 5th. There's no need to go into 6th because by the time you get into, unless you're slipstreaming, in which case you need to brake earlier because you'll be carrying overspeed. Pardon me. Yeah, so we'll be braking just before this board here. Let's just go back chase. Bring forward. Braking very heavily from 5th gear, and we're going to go 4th, 3rd. Turn it in. Actually, that should be 2nd. Let me just double check. Yes, it is. So I'm actually going to play that on board because so get into 2nd gear just before you turn in. Just go back out again. So as soon as I shift into 2nd gear, you can already see the car. I'm already beginning to turn in now and coming off the brake. Let's go back to chase. Yeah, so I get all my braking done in a straight line because we're going downhill, and I'm bleeding off the brake as I go into 2nd. Get this rumble strip, loads of grip, and then you can get on the power nice and early. And now you can make up a lot of time there, or you can lose it. There's loads of grip. Bring it to the right, you're flat out, turn in early, skip over this little apex here, brake in a straight line from 4th gear down to 3rd, and then straight line again down to 2nd. Nice, slow, gentle inputs in that section. It's very easy to lose control of the car. What happens is you will, let's just rewind. What tends to happen is you're coming around this corner and you come out too wide and you've got to turn in more tight. So what happens is people brake from 4th down a 3rd and they go to 2nd too quickly, and because the car is so unbalanced in a section, because you've got to get it turned right again, there's a lot of balancing going on. It's very easy to put too much brake on or shift down too early, and the rear of the car will just spin and come around, and you'll be facing the opposite way. I've done that too many times now. That's one thing. That's trickiest, probably the trickiest section to put together quickly. So we're going from 3rd, and as we shift and change direction, we go down to 2nd. So there's this blip to 2nd gear, with a little bit of brake just to get the car's weight on the front wheels and turn right again. And then we want to get on the accelerator nice and early, and then full power as soon as we feel it grip up. And that is a lap of the twin ring Motegi. Motegi. Oh, I can't pronounce it. I give up. It's too early in the morning for me. Right. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to do what I normally do. I'm just going to give you a full lap from this chase cam, and then I'll just do a little bit of an outro. See you guys into the race. So it's on the right angle. Let's bring it back. Here we go. Sorry, I was meant to do onboard. I swear I did this at the beginning. Sorry, I'm half asleep, guys. Give me a minute. Let's bring that back. This is much more beneficial to you. Just look at my gears. And I'll get rid of this. Okay, so like always, I now stream my practicing. Usually it's quite late in the evening on a Monday, or it's quite late in the evening on a Sunday. So you can see in the Twitch when it goes, not Twitch, the Discord when it goes live. But usually, a few of you pop on there, ask a few questions as I'm making it. So feel free to drop in, follow the Twitch. No webcam or anything yet. That will come in the future, but right now it's just a little bit of a training tool, a bit of fun. Let's put that back onto that for a minute. Yeah, so I'm going to try and make it to a few of the practice sessions this week. First being, I'm going to try, by the time you see this, it will be Tuesday. So that Tuesday evening, I'm going to try and get in the practice session. And depending, I might be able to get in Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure yet, depending on what work wants from me. But yeah, and in those sessions, you just go into the Academy coaching request or anything like that, any of those sections, drop a question in there, and then come along to the practice session, and we'll do a separate Academy tutorial for any guys and girls who want some help. There are a few of you are benefiting from it. It'd be great to get some of you guys' feedback on these videos and let me know what you want to see. Just drop me a message directly. I do try and get the setups out as early as possible. I get them over to Sasha, and Sasha dishes them out across the Discord accordingly. So if you ever find the setups a bit tricky, again, drop me a message. A few of you guys have had a couple of issues with the setup, and we've gone across it, and we've just adjusted the little things with your driving styles, and then within a few laps, after 10 or 20 minutes, you changed your ways, you changed your driving habits, and you're starting to go about half a second faster, and that's fantastic. It's very easy to blame a setup or blame the car, but usually, especially now everybody's driving newer cars and there's been an update on them all, a good driver has to look at their driving first and understand what are they doing, what can they do to change what's going on with the car. Why is the car behaving the way it is? Is it something the setup is doing, or is it something your driving can do to be changed? to create a better result for the car. Again, if you could just follow my social media, and if you haven't already, follow the Team Happy Life Esports Instagram page. Get as many, and Scarlet's Races Discord. Oh God, no, not Discord. That's too many things. Twitch. Yeah, let's get that thing going up high. But yeah, from myself at Simulation Motorsport and Team Happy Life Esports, good luck with this next week's racing, and I'll see you in the practice lobbies. Take it easy.